You're about to see a bodybuilder who didn't just bring muscle to the stage. He brought pressure. A physique so dense it felt heavy just to look at. Not smooth, not pretty, uncomfortable. This wasn't aesthetics. This wasn't beauty. This was mass, compressed into a human frame. Until the frame started fighting back. And bodybuilding didn't know what to do with it. Before the lights, before the comparisons, before the arguments that still haven't ended, there was a man who refused to shrink. Long before fans argued about lines and balance, Nasser El Sonbaty was building something else. Not shape, not symmetry, density. Muscle stacked on muscle, so thick that separation stopped mattering. Even at rest, his body looked switched on. While others chased clean silhouettes, Nasser chased weight you could feel. His physique didn't read well in photos, but in person, it hit different. This wasn't a body meant to be admired from far away. It was meant to loom. And that's where the problem started. When Nasser entered his off-season, things didn't soften. They expanded. This wasn't a phase. It was an experiment. How much mass can a human body carry before it stops being manageable? Calories weren't counted. They were loaded. Meals didn't look strategic. They looked excessive. Big plates, fast eating, over and over again. Not for pleasure, for survival. Because a body this dense doesn't coast, it consumes. Digestion became work. Recovery became work. Sleep became work. Everything got heavier the bigger he got. And Nasser didn't pull back. He kept pushing. The off-season version of Nasser wasn't aesthetic. It wasn't clean. It wasn't Instagram ready. It was intimidating, bloated, thick, loaded with mass that looked like it had nowhere left to go. And yet, this was the foundation. There was a point where even fans stopped cheering. Not because he looked bad, but because he looked too heavy to control. Midsection pushed out, mass pulling him forward, judges looking down, then back up. That was the moment the conversation changed. Not, is he big enough? But, should this be rewarded? Because when he leaned down, that mass didn't disappear. It compressed. What came to the stage wasn't elegance. It was density. Sharpened just enough to be judged. When Nasser walked on stage, something strange happened. The crowd reacted, but not like usual. There was noise and hesitation. People didn't know how to feel. He didn't glide into poses. He settled into them. Every movement looked heavy. Every transition felt deliberate. His chest didn't pop. It pressed forward. His arms didn't peak. They hung thick, loaded. This wasn't a body that invited comparison. It ended comparisons. And that's when the real conflict started. Because bodybuilding had rules, and Nasser didn't fit them. Quick pause. If this kind of old-school, no-fluff breakdown is your kind of content, you're exactly who Barbell Fuel is made for. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on what you feel about Nasser. All right, back to the video. Judges were trained to reward flow, balance, clean lines. Nasser brought density, thickness, mass that disrupted symmetry just by existing. He didn't look incomplete. He looked overbuilt. And bodybuilding didn't know how to score that. Every year, The same story. Massive, dangerous, close enough to win. And every year, hesitation on judges' faces. Not because he wasn't good enough, but because rewarding him meant admitting something uncomfortable. That size alone could dominate the stage. And once you reward that, you can't walk it back. So Nasser became the example, the proof of how far mass could go, and the warning of what happens when it goes too far. Some physiques age gracefully. Nasser's doesn't. It haunts. Even now, when people talk about mass monsters, his name doesn't come up as a footnote. It comes up as a question. What if? So, here's the question. Was Nasser El Sonbaty everything bodybuilding claims to value, taken too far? Or was he proof that the sport backed away when mass became truly uncomfortable? If you don't want trends, shortcuts, or recycled hype, subscribe to Barbell Fuel. This channel is for lifters who respect the work and the weight behind it.